welcome to MiWeek After the Show at the Detroit Policy Conference. I don't know if you see, it's great people watching here. Mark Hackle, executive from Macomb County, just walked by. It's a really full crowd here this year.
Big crowd.
Yeah?
It's
About
like
800
up north.
people. It's just like up north.
I teased Sandy Brew and I said, this is just a warm-up act. You're just trying to see which acts are good enough to take on the road up to Mackinac.
Yeah, and I heard that your Q&A stunk today, so you are not going to make the cut.
I didn't make the cut up.
You're not going to make the cut up at Mackinac. Of course, the Detroit Regional Chamber puts this on. This is the 4th year for the Detroit Policy Conference, and then we'll be up at Mackinac at the end of the year. But of course, we started talking about food, which was interesting in a lot of the Detroit restaurants. Because we're hungry.
We're very hungry.
A lot of the Detroit restaurants that have been opening, and also some of the chefs have been recognized, have been nominated for national awards.
Who are these
It's a chef from Selden Standard and also from Wright and Company.
I mean, a lot of great new places. Wright and Company, Cash Gold Cash, Antietam, the new place in the Grand Army of the Republic building, Wright and Company. They're all great places. I'm a little concerned that they're all just a little too similar. I mean, they're all sort of that. They're all sort of that farm to table, small plates format. And I'm going to tell you, I got to get a pizza before I go to these places.
Okay,
they starve you to death.
Seriously, did you ever think that we'd see the day that we're complaining about the similarity of great farm-to-table restaurants in Detroit?
Fabulous.
Really, are we really complaining about
fabulous
nothing
restaurants. The food is great. I just do think that
portions
are a little small.
But the portions are small, but
you can't order a lot of small plates.
Just because you don't like to be friendly with any people you dine with, Nolan. You don't like to share food.
But it's also that restaurants aren't enough, and I do get worried that we just keep opening restaurants after restaurants after restaurants, and you're not seeing the things that you would normally see.
Dress shops, hat shops, shoe
retail.
shops.
Retail is still the sort of golden standard in downtown that we can't seem to get going, and I'm not sure how
One of the problems
soon
with that is, for a small independent retailer particularly, the rents, the rents
just so high now,
on those street level spaces are ridiculous. I mean, you're coming in and asking a small retailer, somebody who's going to sell maybe sporting goods or what have you, and you're going to say, right away, we need $1 million a year for your rent.
Right.
You're asking them to clear a pretty high number.
Okay, so that makes the argument of bringing in these larger chain stores, like a Moose Jaw, this is right below
Restoration
Wright
Hardware
Company.
supposedly is coming down. I think they're going to have to sort of blaze that trail, but that's not going to make things more accessible.
It doesn't make it interesting. You don't want it to look like the Mall of America. You want these little independent stores, and I think they're going to have to do like the Rinsen did for a while.
Yeah, but
cut them a break on the rent.
I would make the argument though that Chicago doesn't look like the Mall of America. I mean, I think they also have. I think you can also have. You have a mix. You can have big retail and make it still not like walking into a mall.
If you're going to contract these small flower shops, for example, these small bakeries, these small businesses, you can't be asking them to pay the sort of rents that we're seeing.
And you still got to get taxes and business insurance. We talked a lot about residential insurance, but business insurance is very high in the city too. There's still just a lot of disincentive to people opening things. It's great that the restaurants have found a way to make that work, and I assume that the numbers work in all these places because they seem to be doing well.
Because they don't depend on foot traffic. They're out. They're not in the downtown.
They're not in the CBD.
They're out of the way. So going and dining is different than walking along a strip where you want to see
into a
store after store. I think they're unrealistic. You're not seeing a whole lot of downtown retailers, a lot of empty space. I think they need to lower those rates and start filling the spaces.
I still don't get your problem with small plates.
I got a big appetite.
He's a big Southern guy.
complain.
You didn't get this physique eating small plates.
Well, we'll save that conversation for another time.
Another show.
That's MiWeek After the Show. We'll see you next week.